Welcome, Capricorn. I didn't think it was recording. Welcome, Capricorn, to your weekly focus for the week of August the 5th. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Okay, I don't ever edit. So, I guess I have to show that I can mess up too and still hold my head up high. Okay, let's get to the cards and see what they have to reveal for your upcoming week, Capricorn. Our underlying energy for the week is the Ten of Wands. So it really is looking at the Ten of Wands is really about looking at what's working in your life, what isn't working in your life. I guess I should hold that card up for a minute or two so that you can peer upon it. So it's about, it's about how you are going forward, and look at the steps you're taking here, Capricorn. Look at how hard every step is. You have way too much going on when it comes to obligations, when it comes to responsibilities, when it comes to what you do on a regular day in, day out. And you need to stop and you need to think about what you are taking forward with you. And yes, there is a lot of great growth potential in a lot of the things that you are carrying forward with you, but there is also deadwood. And so you need to understand what that deadwood is. Now, it could be a habit, it could be a behavior, it could just be your routine. Maybe switching some things from the morning to the afternoon might work better for you. Maybe instead of having that little grocery run every day, you can do it every 3 days and free up that time, because it takes time to get there, it takes time to go in, get what you need, and it takes time to return home again. So maybe you could do that while you're doing the dry cleaning or something like that. It's about working smarter, not harder. And I think that is a big underlying thing that's going to be bothering you this week. Eating at you, making, keep coming up like, oh, if only I didn't have to do that then, I could do this now, and kind of energy. And you'll look at your habits, you'll look at your behaviors, you'll look at your routine. And so be very flexible and open to change and try some new tactics when it comes to what works for you and what weighs you down, what burdens you, what doesn't allow you to move forward in the way you want. I know one person, they won't ever go to Australia from where we live, which is Canada, because they would never be able to go like 24 hours without a cigarette. So they know that, so they just cut that opportunity right off. Well, they could go to Australia. Many smokers do. Just saying. And it's how much do you want it, or is it just something that lingers there? You use that as your go-to excuse when you don't want to go on a long trip, or you don't want to, because you could if you wanted to. You're making a choice to say, I'd never make it. Of course you would make it. Nobody has in the obituary saying they refrained from smoking for 24 hours. They killed them. Never happens. We make a choice and we use our excuses. We've got excuse bags that are humongous. And we can find an excuse to get out of anything, and we will believe the excuse as we relay it to the people. So this is about understanding what works for us and what doesn't work for us, and changing some things in our life. So it could be a death and rebirth kind of energy here for you, allowing some old habits and behaviors, some parts of your routine to fall into the rearview mirror, and allow some new experiences to open up to you. Okay, here we go. Well, High Priestess. Okay, High Priestess shows up. There is magic around you, all around you. I mean, just dance with joy when this is our first card on the board, because this talks about the magic that is around you that will help you gain the luck will be there. Look at how that just showed up. I was just thinking about wanting a coffee, and you walk in with a coffee. You pick one up on the way home for me. How thoughtful of you, or something. But it could be on a larger scale, a much larger scale. This is a time, though, when we need to sit in quiet contemplation and realize the magic that is within us, our talents, our abilities, our strengths. I mean, even our weaknesses really are just strengths in disguise until we learn how to utilize them properly. So we could be looking for learning experiences here, workshops, something to strengthen who you are. You see the magic, you see the potential of what you have to offer, what you bring to the table, but it could be so much more if you just grounded yourself in some part of the knowledge. You would feel more secure in stepping into that kind of arena in your life. So I could see that. I could see letting go of things in order to allow the new experiences in, to trust in the magic. Let's go on. The Seven of Cups. Well, the Seven of Cups shows up. I don't think we'll be making any main decisions this week. Okay, we have to look at our we have to look at our opportunities that are in front of us and how we want to, step into some. We don't want to be too rash and sign ourselves up for something that we find out that it clashes with something else, or it's not really what I wanted to do. I want to do this so much more. You find it after the fact kind of thing. This is about not just grabbing for, you've got two job offers and you feel like you are under pressure instead of saying I'm going to need 3 or 4 days to decide and to sit, or even 24 hours. Can I phone you tomorrow afternoon with my answer? um, this is really about, we don't want to just grab a cup and run with it. We want to observe it from different angles. Right now we're looking up at it. We're looking up at the opportunities that lay in front of us, but not all those opportunities are as peachy as they may seem from this viewpoint. Maybe some of them look better as we're looking down towards it, getting a bird's eye view, perhaps. So even though we have a lot of magic and a lot of opportunity comes in, that doesn't mean that we need to just pounce on the opportunity when it appears, but to trust in the magic that more and more opportunity will evolve from that. Okay. The Nine of Cups, wishes fulfilled. What is your dreams? What are your goals? What are your desires? What are your truest passions? This is the time that you can make it happen. I mean, we have the High Priestess here, and then our wishes fulfilled. And this is all about to do with your emotion. This is all to do with your heart, your deepest wants, your dreams, your desires. That, those dreams you've tucked so deep inside that even you have a hard time finding them these days. Pull those out again. Look at them. See what they have to offer you. There could be a travel opportunity that, and I've kind of, I already used travel as a thing. So it could be travel. Through the experience of travel, you learn something or you grow in some way. There's this personal transformation that happens. And if you're traveling, I would expect delays. Okay, because of the Seven of Cups, we just, oh, this looks like a good flight. You don't put much thought into it, or things just happen to, just kind of delay the flight, or getting to the airport became a problem. You thought that was the easy peasy part of the journey, but that ended up being the most difficult part of the journey. So allow yourself time, allow yourself patience, and go with the flow a little bit if you are traveling, because I think we're not investigating our steps in our travel experiences enough to really understand all the different factors that could play into things going a little bit south at times. And don't worry, you'll be able to handle whatever it is, but plan with the expectation. Okay, if you're at the airport an extra hour, then you're at the airport an extra hour. I always say when we were going for a cruise and we're booking for the cruise, that we have to book it for the day before, land the day before, because we could be having a snowstorm, or that's quite a common thing, where our flight is canceled, there's too much ice on the wings, things like that happen. So, and once the boat leaves. So yeah, you have to make sure you're at least to that point at that time. So it's just planning. Overriding this energy is the Seven of Wands. Oh, you are standing up. You are, you want to grow these meaningful, strong relationships, these meaningful and strong pathways in your life. Look at you. You are strong. You're courageous. You are being a little defiant. I get, and I don't usually get that with this card, but yeah, there's this defiance in you, like, I'm doing it my way. I'm going forward in the way I want. I don't want superficial interactions with people. I want meaningful interactions. I want to learn from the experiences. I want to grow from the experiences. I want to be a better person every time I step away from somebody in my inner circle. And I want them to step away a better person because they spent time with me. So this is a time, to embrace the change, to say that you're going after your truest wishes, your desires, your passions, and please support me. I mean, that's what we want. Okay. And there's some kind of magic leaning into all of this. Cradling this energy is the Three of Wands. So once again, you're not making the major decisions, but it doesn't mean that you're putting everything on hold either. Okay, there is a lot of action to be had here. There's a lot of action to be had here. Um, the Three of Wands, we are contemplating going forward. How are we going to go forward? This could be where you're looking at, maybe I should take this workshop. Maybe I should take this, I don't know, maybe it's higher education. Maybe you're going to go for some letters after your name. You're going to give yourself 3 to 5 years of university or something where you've missed the opportunity before. You're going to go and revisit and go after it. And why not? If that's what you're being called to. Absolutely. So it's backing it up. It's taking your time, really thinking things through. It could even have to do with, what habits and behaviors that we need to get rid of. What path do I truly want to walk? What am I standing up and being in defiance of? This is who I'm going to be going forward. As we start the week, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Well, that's a beautiful energy as we start the week, because you know what? We sit there and we kind of know in many ways the storm is already passed, that we've been through the hardest, roughest parts. And now we're a little bit more sure of exactly what we want and how we want it to come into our world. Now, she holds her wealth, her fortune, her prosperity very casually there. She's not worried that anybody's going to come take it. The sun is carved in her chair. The angel sits next to her. She's surrounded by yellow flowers. Okay, so the happiness, the joy, red flowers for the passions and the dreams. We're wearing this soft blue. It could be our voice. Okay, it could be what we are saying, our thoughts, what we are taking in, what we are learning, what we are absorbing. And we're looking forward and we're going, okay, how can I do that with a zero budget? How can I do that with a zero budget? And it is amazing when you start with a zero budget. Okay, I say this from wisdom and experience. I was a brand ambassador for a corporation for a while, and they would give me nothing to work with, like nothing, zero, like, And of course, when there was costs to be incurred, they gladly paid. So they were kind of like the Queen of Pentacles who I worked for. But first of all, let's see how. So I remember going into a bowling alley, and I said, I'm going to need half the lanes closed down. I'm going to need a special room. I'm going to need food. I'm going to bring in prizes, and we need beverages. So we need all this to happen. And I said, I have a budget of zero. So how can you help me? And she looked at me astounded. But you know what? I think we had to, I got it extremely cheap. The room they didn't even charge us for. We had full access to it. The lanes were open. They even did that nighttime disco kind of light for a while for us. I mean, it was a great time had by everybody. I had tickets to major sporting events for prizes, just randomly pulling a name out of a hat, and it was a wonderful time on where we could have just walked in and said, we're going to need this, how much is the bill, and just pay it. So she's a very frugal energy. How can I get it for nothing before I actually have to invest my time, my energy, my resources, my finances into where I want to go forward? And you have the magic here listening to you, right? So magically, all of a sudden, somebody says, if you want a haul, I can probably get you the haul for free or next to nothing at least. Let me check with my buddy. And things like that could come into play here. So you want to go forward in a passion, a dream, a desire. You want your wishes fulfilled. You are being defiant about it and strong about it, and you are thinking about how to go forward. And that's when the magic appears for the transformation of your life. This a death and a rebirth of a new beginning for you. And it's kind of in this week where the magic starts to take hold for you. So embrace learning new things, challenging yourself this week, thinking about what you truly want, looking at the opportunities available now and trying to look at them from another perspective to gain a better understanding. Maybe do some research. We leave the week with the Five of Swords energy, so a healthy ego. A healthy ego is very important. Also, groups of people. I kind of see groups of people towards the end of the week being very important in your life. So maybe you have a networking group and they all meet Friday afternoons or something to get together and to socialize and grow the relationships and to shine the light on what they have to offer, what they bring to the table, and meet other people likewise, like-minded. So that could be part of it. A healthy ego is very important. What I mean by a healthy ego is people will always come with their 2 cents worth. Whenever they know of what you're doing or want to do, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got this aunt twice removed that, she went through that, Let me tell you what happened to her. So, kind of stories. There's two kinds of people there right now, and those that are like-minded, that support you, that are trying to impart wisdom upon you so that your path is an easier path to walk, pointing out obstacles, limitations that you might encounter, tripwires that you might encounter in going forward, and how to skirt around those things, or what they did in order to go through that experience. There's other people that are just going to come in and criticize you for absolutely no reason but to feel good about themselves, or impart their boundless wisdom on you, and they probably never even contemplated doing what you are contemplating to do. That's how much of a professional they are. That's how much of a master they are to be able to give you information. Some people just want to poke holes and criticize you. And you know what? If you make it, then what does that say about me? So just be happy with what you have. I don't know why you're trying to reach for that next goal. Just be happy. You're doing good. Don't worry about it. So there are some people that we're going to realize that we need to put some distance with. Okay. And especially people that show up and are so superficial. You're just not going to be able to handle it this week. You want meaningful. You want deep connections. And you want to experience growth within that relationship, within that friendship, within that partnership. I think that's very strong in maybe a subconscious desire. Maybe you're consciously thinking it. Could be. But I think this is a time when you want to build those trusting relationships to take you forward. Okay, work and career. We have the magician. My goodness. We have the high priestess on the board, and now the magician shows up for you. Need I say anything more? What is your wish? It is my command. That is essentially what the universe is saying to you. Now get real about it. Okay? Really think this will happen if I believe in it. And then I'm going to show up and I'm going to consistently give it my time, my energy, my resources to move it forward in the success I see it to be in this present moment of time, or better than. There is no failure. There is no not accomplishing. We are going to accomplish it. And we are going to accomplish. So what do we want from our viewpoint of those opportunities that were available to us? What were the things that we were looking for most? What was the priority list? It had to be, we're looking for a job. It had to be in a busy section of town so that you could rely on transit. You didn't want to be any more than 10 miles or, you know, 5 kilometers away from where it is. You wanted it to be in pharmaceutical. You wanted it to be 20 hours a week. Start giving it some detail to what you truly need and want for it to be the perfect opportunity for you, because that makes it a little bit more likely that that perfect opportunity will come in. Yeah, what do you want? What do you want to step into? What do you defiantly want to step into? A passion, a dream, a desire. And maybe we're not doing the stepping this week, but we are definitely starting to motivate our thoughts towards stepping in that direction. Love and relationship. Oh, the Empress card. Are you kidding me? This could be a time when you become pregnant. If that is your wish, if that is your desire to grow a family, this could definitely be a time for it. This is about fertility. This is about creation. This is about invention. This is about being grounded in nature. This is about making things more beautiful, making things more you have high intuition within the relationship. So if you think they're not telling you something, chances are they're not telling you something. You don't think they're being honest with you, chances are not so honest. You'll have a spidey sense this week when you are with other people, and maybe that is why you are going towards trying to deeply connect with some people or grow those meaningful relationships with people and partnerships throughout community, work and career, home and family, whatever it may be. But that could be the reason why, right? You need that level of trust. And I think you have like a spidey sense to hone in on it. People that are actively trying to support you and the people that are trying to maybe pull you down is very evident in your eyes this week when it comes to your relationship. There could be a lot of magic when it comes to relationships. So if you're looking to find a relationship this week, well, we have the High Priestess here touching the Empress. This is all about growth, expansion, fertility, creation. So and the Magician, well, what is your wish? That is my command. The universe says back to you. But even if you just want to reignite the passion in a relationship, that could be. And also, I think this defiance. I think they look proudly at you when you say, "This is what I want to do." Like they're like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, I got your back on this. The Empress. I just got this flashed in my head. Just be cautious of shared resources around this time. Okay, maybe look at it, and that could be anything. That could be a bank loan. That could be you borrowed some money from a friend. That could be you lent some money to a friend. Or you share the same vehicle. You share the same living place. Where there's yeah, shared expenses, shared investment. I would maybe almost get other eyes included, maybe if you're thinking something is out of whack. Okay, I don't know why that popped in, and I'm sure it doesn't matter for all of you, but there is a nice handful of you where that is something that you're going to want to look at this week. Let's grab one more card. We got the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is, now that we know exactly where we're going by the end of this week, we tapped into our passions, we tapped into our deepest desires, we are finding opportunities to actually take that in a forward motion. We're making the declaration that it's going to happen in my life. Maybe I've got to take that course, maybe I got to get those letters after my name, whatever it takes. Maybe I need to get a loan in order to be able to take that course, to take that year off of work so that I can study, whatever it might be for you. But and now you're trying to bring the balance back into being. Okay, I think that you've You've done a lot of slicing and dicing this week, okay? And I think when it comes, into the new week, you're moving more towards, okay, how do I bring everything back in balance? So I'm not work, work, work. I'm not play, play, play. I'm present when I'm there with another. I'm present within my job, whatever it might be for you. But I think this is beautiful energy for you, Capricorn. I'm excited for you. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.